Hey guys, welcome back to an event box where the solution is right around the corner. Kevin here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use some of these render settings and what they're capable of and how you can use them. So let's get started. So right here is my Blender video tab, the video editor. So up here you change this from default to video editor, and then you go to file, and then I can save startup file, and whenever you do that, whenever you open up a new Blender file, it will always open up just like this. So let's get started. So let's say you don't want it to be 1080p. That's what it's set to now. We can change it to 4K. So if we paste in these numbers, oops, let's backspace that, and whoops, let's get rid of the X. Now, oh, whoops. I think there's supposed to be a 0 at the end of that. There we go. And there needs to be a 0 here. I think the commas got rid of those. Okay, let's go back up here. And then this is 4K resolution. You can search whatever resolution you want and it'll come up. So right here, there we go, and you have to get rid of the commas. It's just like that, and put in the second dimension, and then of course get rid of the comma. There we go. So that's good. So right here is 4K resolution, so this resolution is much higher whenever we render it. So of course we already have our start frame and end frame sets, and we can change this. Oh, this is your zoom. Of course, if you want the video to fit the screen as much as it can, if you hover over it and hit home on your keyboard, it'll do that, and the same thing down here by your video strips, and that's a pretty cool tool. So then down here, of course, is your file settings. So you can change where you want to save it, and over here under the movie tab, these are your options. In different operating systems and different versions, you'll have different options here. But since I'm in a different operating system than most people will be using, I'm using Linux, I don't have some of the same options, but I'm just going to choose FF video. This is what seems to work the best out of these options. So you can change, of course, where you want it to save. You could save it like on the desktop. We could save it there if we wanted. So now you can change your frame rate. Now what this would do is it won't actually make it more high quality. It'll just kind of speed the video up, and that's pretty useful. So I mean, if you want the whole entire video to be sped up, not just one section. Like if something's playing really slow and you want it just to be a little faster. So if you look up here under the render tab itself, you have 3 different options. So you might be wondering, which one do I click? Render, animation, or audio? So what you want to click is animation. But first let's go up here to the top and change this to cycles render. And that gives you better options, and it's newer, it's more in style, and it's not dated. Like Blender renders, this is more high tech. So it'll work better. So what we're going to do is click animation, and CPU is what we have now. I have a graphics card in here, so we're going to change it to GPU. If you don't have a graphics card, this will work fine with CPU, but since I have a graphics card, I'm going to keep it at GPU. And then down here at performance, this is more if you have a graphics card. Graphics cards work better if they're rendering in large areas. So we're going to change this to a big number, like 2048. So as long as it's bigger than your dimension up here, which it is. Wait, no it's not, since we're doing 4K. It's not. So we'll do, I think we can do like 5,000 by 5,000. And then that'll be a very big square that'll just render each frame as one square. So once you have all these settings set, you have it set where you want it to go, what file type, your resolution, your frame rate, your start frame, your end frame. Then you can click on animation. So this will now render your animation and render your video. And yes, so if we click animation, you'll see this bar up here. It's the progress bar, and down here is your preview basically. So it's rendering each frame. So it's going fast rendering each frame. As you can see in your viewport, like down here, it is rendering them really fast, which is good. And you can see our numbers are going up pretty fast. Now, this would probably go slower if you didn't have a graphics card, but the graphics card renders it much faster and it helps a lot. So the video that I have in here right now is just a video of one of my other tutorials on how to do sculpting in Blender. It's pretty cool. I really like that tool. So that's actually in the same program except in the three-dimensional editing software, which is for like doing different shapes in like a square or something like that. So that is about it for the animation. I'll get back to you whenever it finishes. Okay guys, so the video just finished rendering, so let me show you how to view it. So if you go over here into your files, open up the video, then it's right here. And it's not very good quality right now because the video previewer is it needs some more time to render it. And the thing just takes a little bit of time, and my monitor is not the best. So I hope this video was useful if you learned how to do some of this rendering stuff over here. So if the video was useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Talk to you then.